So today we will be discussing the topic that I've chosen, which is understanding drama from page to stage. Let's dig in how a literature that is read in a written form can be performed on a stage. Our objectives for today's discussion is you will be able to first define drama and explain its significance in Philippine literature. Number two, identify the key elements and types of drama using Philippine literature as examples. Number three, appreciate how drama reflects Filipino values, struggles, and culture. So before we discuss the lesson objective, let us first play a game called Arte Yard, wherein you need to guess the character from either a movie or a drama who said this famous line. I'm sure alam na alam niyo na ito. So, let's try at balikan kung ano yung mga natatandaan ninyo. So, I will be presenting the line na sinabi nung character na yun and may maririnig din kayong audio kung paano binitawan yung linyang yun. So, first,
Nang hirap at sakit, ibabalik ko sa inyo. Lahat kayo! Matitikman ninyo ang batas ng isang api!
alright, is that Amor Powers or Ina Makaspan? 3, 2, 1. Okay, the correct answer is Amor Powers na ginampanan ni nag-iisang Judy Santa Maria. At tampok din sa drama na yan o teleserye na yan ay ang sikat na love team ng Katniel. And yung version na yan is pangalawa na sa adaptation. So, nung sikat na teleserye na yan, pangako sa'yo. Second one,
Pero bakit parang galit ka? Pero bakit kasalanan ko parang kasalanan ko? Eh, sa totoo lang naman ako nga yung inggit na inggit sa inyong lahat. Kasi meron kayo ng mga bagay na sana meron din ako.
okay, is that Teddy or Bobby?
Sana meron ako ng maternal instinct.
Okay. So, of course, that is a trending line, ni nag-iisang body. So, from the movie Four Sisters and the Wedding. So, naging pambansang meme na rin yan, Next.
Am I not enough? May kulang ba sa akin? May mali ba sa akin? Pangit ba ako? Pangit ba ang katawan ko? Kapalit-palit ba ako? Then why? Bakit mo ako nagawang lokohin?
Okay, is that Callie or Agnes? Okay, of course. So, ang trending na trending nitong kamakailan lang. So, that is Liza Soberano. So, na-portray ang character na si Callie from the movie My Ex and Wives. Oh, so that ends our first activity, drama, Arte Yarn. So, let's dig in to the topic. So, drama has always been a strong force in Philippine culture, from rallying people against colonizer to entertaining us through teleseries. It moves emotion and inspires action. So, drama has been a huge part of our life, our entertainment, and at the same time, sabi nga dito, so hindi lang siya naglalaman ng for entertainment, but rather it inspire and move people to action. Drama is not just on stage, it is also on our daily lives as Filipinos. So, kumbaga, naging bahagi na talaga ng buhay nating mga Pilipino ang drama. Hindi lang sa panahon ngayon na buhay ang media, pero even up to the old time. When we say drama, it came from the Greek word dran, na ang ibig sabihin or which means to act or to do. When we say drama, it is a literary composition to be acted by players on a stage before an audience. Its successful portrayal depends on the cooperation that must exist among writers, actors, producers, and audiences in accepting the limitations and the conventions of the drama. So, sabi dito, it is a literary composition. So, si drama, sinulat siya para sa dula or to be acted on a stage. And of course, kapag nagpe-perform tayo sa stage, hindi kompleto kung wala ang audience. So, napaka-importante ng mga taong nabanggit dito. So, of course, the writers, the actor, producers, and audiences. So, sa drama, I believe writers is called also as playwright. Kasi sila nga yung nagsusulat nung para sa play. Drama in the Philippines. Pre-colonial rituals and chants like epics and performances in community gatherings. So, nagsimula daw yung drama in the Philippines, so even during the pre-colonial times. So, sa pamamagitan ng mga rituals, mga chants, and epics. So, na nagpapakita ng mga kwento ng kabayan. So, komedya. So, which is a religious and war-themed plays during Spanish times. Zarzuela, a musical plays with themes of love, family, and nationalism. And up to modern theater groups. So, na kung saan, uh, yan na yung sa kasalukuyan. So, marami ng mga theater groups like PETA and na nagpe-perform sa CCP, promoting social issues. And teleseries and film as today's most common forms of drama. And sa panahon natin ngayon ng teknolohiya, so while we are all using social media, nakakapanood pa rin tayo so ng mga drama. So sa pamamagitan ng mga yan, so ng mga short videos, short TikTok videos, so na nagpapakita ng mga COP, then ng mga role play. So sa kung ano yung mga nakikita o nangyayari sa community natin. So makikita natin yung pag-evolve ng drama. So even from the pre-colonial times and up to the present time. So, let's discuss the key elements of a drama. So, ano-ano nga ba yung um, nagbibigay buhay sa isang drama? First is the characters. Characters are the heart of any dramatic work. They drive the plot, convey themes, and engage the audience emotionally. All characters must appear natural so that their motivations and reactions, as well as their exits and entrances, seems realistic to the audiences. So, si character, so siya yung nagbibigay buhay sa isang work of art. So, sa isang work of literature. Kasi, ginawa talaga ang drama para i-perform. So, napakabigat ng trabaho na ginagampanan ng mga character. Dahil sa kanila makikita yung distinct traits, motivation, and relationships. So, ng interaction. So, ng mga uh, character. At dun din kasi talaga natin makikita yung development ng kwento. So, sabi dito, all character must appear natural. So, yung paglabas at pag-exit nila ng stage, so dapat napaka-importante na ah, well-practiced yun. Kasi isang maling entrance lang nila doon ano, so mawawala na. Next element is plot. So when we say plot, it refers to the sequence of events that constitute the storyline. It includes the introduction, rising action, climax, falling action, and resolution. So, si plot naman, so tumutukoy naman diyan ano yung pagkakasunod-sunod. So, yung mga pangyayari. At napaka-importante ng plot because it creates tension and intrigue, guiding the audience through the narrative journey. So, kung hindi maganda or hindi maayos yung plot, so mag-iiwan ito ng kalituhan or kaguluhan sa ating mga audiences. So, often it includes love, betrayal, and sacrifice. So, kung mapapansin natin, tayo mga Pilipino, mahihilig tayo so dun sa mga plot so na umiikot sa mga yan. So love, betrayal, and sacrifice. And of course, family. About family. The third element of drama is the settings. So settings establishes the time, place, and environment in which the drama unfolds. It influences the mood, atmosphere, and context of the story. So, of course, ang isang kwento ay hindi mangyayari or hindi natin mabi-visualize kung wala ang setting. Mm, na kung saan, dahil ang kadalasan pinagpe-performan so ng mga drama ay sa mga stage ano, so sabi dito, actions must be physically restricted on the stage and depend on dialogue, lighting, and sound effects to carry the actions and events that cannot be presented visually. So dahil nga limited ano, so yung espasyo kadalasan, so dapat daw yung setting is uh, restricted yung movement kasi masyadong magiging magulo or makalat kapag ginagalaw or nababago yung settings ng isang drama. Ah, dahil nga restricted yung mga movement. So, pagdating sa stage, so dapat nadadala pa rin so nung mga characters ano yung pangyayari. So, kahit na kumbaga parang general yung settings na yun. Conflict, ano? So when we say conflict, it is the driving force behind the drama or sa Tagalog, yung conflict tinatawag natin, 'di ba, na tunggalian. So it propels the story forward and illuminates the characters' struggles and growth. So it makes a drama engaging, reflective, and consuming. A drama without conflict may seldom exist. So, si conflict, ano, maraming iba't ibang klase yan. So, ng mga conflict. It can be internal, ano, so na kung saan yung conflict is nangyayari sa isip mismo ni character. And it can be external. So, maaaring tao sa tao laban sa tao laban sa community, tao laban sa environment, ano. So, na kung saan si conflict, sabi nga dito, ano, ito yung nagpapagana dun sa drama. At wala masyado, ano, na mga drama na walang nag exist na conflict, no. Next is the dialogue. When we say the dialogue, it refers to the spoken communication between the characters. Ano, dahil nga may karakter tayo, syempre, kinakailangan na may batuhan ng mga dialogue, ng mga linya. It reveals their personalities, intentions, emotions, and relationships. So, 'di ba, sa pamamagitan ng dialogue, nakikita natin yung personalidad ng tao yun. Ano ba yung intention niya? Siya ba ay mabuti, mabait, masama? Kung siya ba ay yung bida, siya ba yung kontrabida, ano. And effective dialogue captures the essence of the characters and advances the plot. So, napaka-importante ng epektibong dialogue. Kasi dito, may papakita mismo kung sino yung karakter at yung daloy ng ah, drama. Of course, the theme. So, theme refers to the underlying ideas or messages conveyed through the drama. They address universal truths, societal issues, and philosophical concepts. Themes enrich the narrative and provoke thought. So, pag sinabi naman nating theme, so ito yung nagiging sentro nung isang drama. So, maaari nga ito yung tungkol sa isang social issues and maaari rin itong maghatid ng mga mensahe, ng mga aral, ano, na nagiging sentro. So, nung buong drama. At kadalasan, yung team, syempre, dun umiikot yung daloy ng, ng isang drama. So, let's proceed to the types of Philippine drama. So, kanina, medyo napasadahan na natin itong mga ito. Ano. So, first is the epic poetry. Epic poetry is considered the highest point of Filipino folk literature and dates back to pre-colonial period. These epics, usually of romance or adventure, are commonly presented during festivals and gatherings, such as wedding, baptism, and wakes. So, si epic poetry, it is a poem na kadalasan ay intended to be sung. And ayan, kung minsan ginagawa siyang drama. So one of the most famous epic poems is the Biag Nilam Ang. So the national epic of the Ilocano people and notable for being the first folk epic to be recorded in written form after being passed on from generation to generation. The second one is Duplo, a poetic debate presented through song and dance, which originated from indigenous courtship customs. Poets use proverbs and riddles to present their suit to the women of their choice. So, pag sinabi naman duplo, ito ay debate, ano, pero saan yung patula na kung saan ang pinakang pinagdedebatihan is usually is the courtship or yung panliligaw. So, sinasabi rin na si Duplo yung pinakang pinagmulan, so nung tinatawag natin ngayon na balagtasan. Pero sa balagtasan, 'di ba, merong isang issue sila na pinagdebatihan. Pero si Duplo ay nagmula ano dun sa panliligaw. So katulad nandito sa picture, so meron babae dun sa gitna and yung dalawang kalalakihan yung nagtatalo or naglalaban nga. So dun sa duplo. So isa sa kilala ano sa duplo ay si Jose Corazon de Jesus or si Jose Jesus. Easy. Next is Comedia. So it is a straight drama that usually lasted for several days and presented both secular themes like love and vengeance and the Spanish influenced religious theme of the conflict between Christian and Moros. Sorry, that is a typographical error. Yun ay Moro. So, pag sinabi namang komedya, ito naman ay hango sa paglalaban, pagtatalo, ano, ng dalawang paniniwala. So, between the Christian and the Moro or the Muslim. Next one is the Cenaculo. So, dramatization of the life and death of Jesus Christ and is usually presented as a community activity during the Lenten season. So this still endures to the present, ranging from simple productions to more technically sophisticated and modernized version. So among all the examples na nabanggit kanina, so siguro ito yung isa sa pinakang buhay na buhay pa rin sa culture natin ngayon. So which is pina-perform or sinasadula. So, kadalasan tuwing Lenten season, lalo na kapag Good Friday. So, dala ito or impluwensya ito sa atin ng mga Spanish. So, their influence on us in terms of religion. So, from the Spanish period, so lipad naman tayo into the American era, so which is the vaudeville. This form of theater was an American import in the pre-war era, but became uniquely Filipino with the indigenization of the name. So, yung pinakang root word kasi nung vaudeville is in English ay vaudeville. Pero dahil nga na Philippinized, kaya naging vaudeville. So, like its American counterpart, vaudeville featured a variety of musical numbers, comedic and dramatic skits, and songs and dance numbers. So, kung during the Spanish time, more on the religion itself ang focus ng mga pina-perform na drama. So, during the American time naman, nagkahalo ito ng iba't iba. So, merong musical, merong song, dance, and come- com- comedy. Ano? So, comedic and dramatic skits. Another influence of the Spanish, pero mas more on Filipinized na is the zarzuela. So ito, it is a type of melodrama, usually in 3 acts, that uses alternately spoken and sung words. So, halo siya ng batuhan ng mga linya and at the same time may mga pakanta. It was the Spanish influence that started the zarzuela, but it was also this colonization that led Filipinos to incorporate nationalistic overtones in art. So, kadalasan ng mga ipinapakita ng mga zarzuela ay uh, halo na sa pagiging makabansa. This resulted in the arrest of several prominent writers such as Aurelio Tolentino and Pascual Poblete. So some of the famous na nagsusulat ng zarzuela ay sila Aurelio Tolentino and Pascual Poblete. So let's proceed to some notable writers and works of Philippine drama. So first is Francisco Balagtas, also known as Francisco Baltasar. While not solely a playwright, he is a foundational figure in Philippine literature, and his famous work, the epic poem Florante at Laura, is a significant literary work often performed in dramatic forms. So si Francisco Balagtas, hindi talaga siya playwright, hindi siya talaga nanunulat ng mga drama, pero yung naisulat niya na Florante at Laura ay kadalasan na pine-perform sa mga drama. So, natalakay natin yan. So, back when we are in grade 8. He also wrote comedies like Abdol at Miserañan and plays such as Rosman and La India Elegante y El Negrito Amante. Another notable person when it comes to drama is Jose Rizal. He is most famous for his novels Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo. Even though it is a novel, he was also a playwright. His plays, often written during his student years, show his early nationalist ideas and satirical critics of the Spanish colonial regime. Rizal wrote this one-act zarzuela while a student at the Ateneo Municipal de Manila, which is the Junto al Pasig, na sinulat niya noong 1880. Next one is Severino Reyes. So, namas kilala na natin sa tawag na Lola Bash. the father of Tagalog Zarzuela, a prolific writer who founded the Grand Compañía de Zarzuela Tagala. His work revitalized local theater at the turn of the 20th century. His famous works includes Walang Sugat, a zarzuela set against the backdrop of the Philippine Revolution. It remains his most famous and enduring work. Mga kwento ni Lola Basyang, Mindamora, so which is another one of his zarzuelas that earned significant acclaim. Pero pinakasikat si Severino Reyes. Ano dun sa zarzuela na uh, Walang Sugat. Wilfredo Maria Guerrero. So, a national artist for theater, Guerrero is one of the most prolific playwrights with more than hundreds plays to his name. He founded the UP Mobile Theater, which brought theater to remote areas of the Philippines. His famous works include Wanted, a Chaperone, um, Half an Hour in a Convent, Three Rats, a one act play that delves into human betrayal desperation. Nick Joaquin, a national artist for literature, Joaquin's work often explore the Philippine past and the clash between tradition and modernity. His plays are some of the most highly regarded in Philippine English literature. His famous works includes A Portrait of the Artist as Filipino, The Woman Who Had Two Navels, so which is originally a novel. Joaquin's work has been um, adapted for the stage. So, usually din ang mga sinusulat ni Nick Joaquin ay novel. Pero dahil kadalasan ito ay fini-perform na rin sa stage. And that concludes our discussion about understanding drama. So let us remember there's real drama in performing live. You never know how it's going to be. Sabi ni Kevin Costner. Thank you so much for listening. And if you have clarification, so just message. Thank you. These are the references that I've used for my presentation. If you have clarifications or may hindi naunawaan, I can click this or check this references. Once again, thank you so much. This is Marlene Kameta Panaglima from BS Social Work.